this video, I'm going to talk about simple and compound interest. So listen carefully on this. So there is a difference between simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest versus compound interest. So simple interest means interest earned on the principal amount invested at the end of the time period given. So principal is the original amount of money invested or saved in a bank or something else. But what is compound interest? There will be a interest on the interest. At the end of every year, the interest will be added to the principal, then the new principal will be generated, then the interest will be calculated on the new principal. That is the way compound interest is working. So simple interest is principal is always constant throughout the, but compound interest will be every year the interest will be added, the new principal, then interest will be increased. So how to calculate simple interest? Very simple. P or T, just multiply P times R times T, you get the interest. So here R will be in decimal, or you can divide by 100. I make it as a decimal. So where rate of interest is 7%, then principal is 7. Here it will be 0.07, where R equal to 0.07. T in period is 5 years, so you get answer $350. Or you can write 7 over 100. P or T over 100 also you can write. All same. Then after finding the interest, you add with the principal, you get how much money you will get at the end of 5 years. At the end of 5 years, in this example, 1000 plus 350 equal to $1,350. Okay. This is the formula for the simple interest, where I is called interest paid or interest received, and P is the amount of money invested or borrowed, whatever manner, or saved in a bank, where R is the annual interest rate and T is the number of time in years, and divide by 100. R divided by 100, where R is the interest rate in percentage. It should be in percentage. So P or T over 100 will give you the simple interest. Then you must add the interest to the principal so that you will get the total amount will be received at the end of the given time. So for example, if you invested $200 in an account that paid simple interest, find how long you would need to leave it in the bank or somewhere in the financial institution at the rate of 4% interest to make it $210. So here we know P is 200, rate of interest is 0.04, the interest received is 210 minus 200 will be $10, interest is $10, 200, R is 4 divided by 100, T we don't know how long. See the question, how long. So just divide by 200 and 0.04, you get T equal to 1.25. You can use calculator. 10 divided by 200, again divide by 0.04, you get 1.25 years. Actually interest is not paid annually. Some institutions or banks are giving interest semi-annually. That means every 6 months, twice a year you get interest, or some will get quarterly 4 times, or monthly also 365 times per year. That means if you use your credit card, if you don't pay the due date, you will be charged by day. The interest will be added every day, That's called 365 times per year. So each time interest will be added to the principal for the next stage. So only compound interest is everywhere is used in practical purposes. So what is compound interest? The formula is very simple one here also, where A is amount received at the end of the period, P is the principal, and R is the rate of interest in decimal, where R, small r here, you note down the small r, where it's in decimal, where n is number of times you are getting the interest per year, T is the number of years, N is number of times. Semi-annually means N equal to 2, quarterly means N equal to 4, monthly means N equal to 12. So A is amount, P is the principal, R is the rate of interest as a decimal, N is the number of times you are getting the component, and T is the number of years. For example, $500 invested, 8% compounded quarterly, N equal to 4 after a period of 2 years. So just substitute all the values here. See, R equal to 8 over 100 and N equal to 4 and T equal to 2. Use calculator, simplify, you get $585.83 cents. So the interest earned is $85.83. So effective rate of interest is, for $500 in 2 years you got the interest of 85.83. So find the effective rate of interest means how much interest you received, $85.83. Use a simple interest formula to get the value and solve for R. P or T. T is 2, P is 500, the interest 85.83. So you get R equal to 8.583%. Effective interest rate is 8.583 because quarterly the interest is paid. Every quarterly, every 3 months the interest is added to the principal. So then the interest is increased. So effective rate of interest is 8.583%. So another example, find the interest and total payment on your loan. This is very simple interest here. The loan is 15,000, 3 years, rate of interest is 9%. Just calculate the simple interest, use a formula where R equal to 9 over 100, 3 years. So she has to pay $4,050 at the end of the 3 years. So she has to pay $4,050 as interest. So total amount she has to pay $19,050 to clear her loan. Another example, David invested $1,800 in a savings account, but 4% interest compounded semi-annually. Find the value of the investment in 12 years. Substitute everything here, where P is 1,800, R is 4.5 divided by 100, N equal to 2, T is 12. Use your calculator, simplify, you get the total amount will be $3,070.38. So at the end of 12 years he will be receiving $3,070.38. Another example, Kia invested $3,700 in a savings account that pays 2.5% interest compounded quarterly. Find the value of the investment in 10 years. P is 3,700, R is 2.5 over 100, N is 4, T is 10. Use calculator, get the amount. He will be receiving 4,747.20 after 10 years. So what is the formula here? Simple interest is P or T over 100. Formula for compound interest, where A is amount, P is the principal, 1 plus R over N, NT. Here R should be in decimal. You can make R in decimal. You have to make R in decimal, otherwise you divide by 100, R divided by 100. Okay, I am using the same R over here, but here it should be in decimal. You can write small r here, nothing wrong in it.